Today we're going to be shooting the Umarex TR50 with the 8-inch sniper barrel extension. We'll be shooting an assortment of ammunition and see what we get for feet per second in joules. We'll be shooting 3 magazines. The first magazine will be the 4-gram ammunition, okay? And then the second magazine we'll be shooting will be the 3.5 gram Guardian ammunition, which is a shaped ammunition here. See. Yep, 3.5 gram shaped Guardian ammunition from Less Lethal Ballistics. Actually, 2 of the ammunition today are from Less Lethal Ballistics. The 4 gram is also the Vindicator rounds. Okay. Usually get pretty good results from the 4 gram. So we're gonna compare those to the 3.5 shaped, and last but not least, we'll be shooting the solid aluminum alien play eBay special. These are coming in somewhere around 2.7, 2.8 grams. At the end of this video, I'll put some, I'll have some still shots of the weigh-in that I did on the ammo, weigh-in and measurement. So if anybody wants that information, it'll be at the end of the video. Okay, so that's what we're gonna be shooting today. We will be using 1100 PSI HPA, high pressure air. And let me just put these down here where I can get to them. All right. So we have a full tank I just topped off. It's just a little under 3,000 PSI. Okay. Again, this 1100 output tank. We'll spin this on. Got my earplugs in today, trying to save my hearing. So bear with me if I sound a little loud or something. I can only partially hear what I'm saying. All right, let's see. Let's air up the gun, check it for leaks. I'm gonna take one of these air so I can hear for leaks. All right, let's see if we got a, there's no ammunition in it, but I'm going to point it downrange anyways when I air it, just as an additional precaution. Oh, and I did the silly thing and forgot to close the handle here. If that's my only leak, I'm doing good. Actually, you know what? That makes me think of something. Let me go ahead and shoot a squirt of silicone in the bottom of this first. Let's get this out of the way here so I don't trip over it. Let's put a small shot of lubricant in there. Don't like to keep things too messy. Try to keep this stuff clean as much as possible anyways. All right, so with these Umarex punctures, unlike the other ones, unlike the ones you have on the X68 or the Beeman products, even if you don't have anything in the handle, which I don't, because this is just an expansion chamber right now. The restrictor was removed, so all this HPA is going to fill up. It's going to fill up that chamber and give us more volume when we're, more working volume. However, with these, you have to remember to close them. So I get burned every once in a while. I forget about it. All right, that should be good now. Now let's go ahead and air this up. That's better. All right, that was a nice sound. Sounds good. Not hearing any leaks whatsoever. Set up our new crony. And I've noticed you can see it on the video. Sometimes you kind of, if you're looking through an iPhone or something, you kind of have to zoom in a little bit if you're looking to confirm the reading that I'm calling out. But it is possible to do that. I was able to do that on my phone. So you can zoom in if you don't trust what I'm calling out. Many times things happen while you're videoing, while you're shooting, that you forget to call it out, or you miss it the first time it comes up. So it's good to be able to replay it anyways and zoom in a little bit. All right, so we're gonna start with, I got that set to feet per second. Okay, we're good there. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the 4 gram. Okay, start with those and see what we get on 1100. We're gonna check and just kind of rotate this manually, just to make sure that that barrel does still have free movement. And you can see should move up and down, right? Always good to check that constantly, and also throughout the shooting, in between magazine changes at least, to verify that that's still not hanging up or anything. Okay, this way you get the maximum power through there. It's making the best seal. So that looks good. Let me put this down for a second here and get my other air plug back in. I'm hoping these will be enough to protect my hearing, but yet not be as muffled as these full headsets are, because I still want to be able to hear some of it. I just want to protect my ears from ringing. The other day, I'll tell you that new Intrabuster Gen 2, that thing is loud. That's as loud as my modified X68 Pastelli, if not louder. I mean, I don't know what makes it louder, maybe shorter barrel, but it's crazy loud. Crazy. All right, we're aired up. We're loaded. We're going to use the new chrono. This way I don't have to hold anything. And we're going to try first magazine of 4 gram ammunition. All right, let's get our green, actually that's a red one, dot optic up. And let's turn our green laser on. All right. We're at about 14-foot mark here, shooting 4 gram Vindicator rounds. Magazine 1, shot 1. Okay, 604.6 feet per second, shot 1. Shot 2. 597.6. Shot 3. 597.0. Shot 4. 596.6. Nice consistent numbers. What is this, shot 5? Shot 5. And that's hitting hard too. 594.8, shot 5. At least I think that was shot 5. Everything still feels good in there. Let me just double check. That may have been shot 6. No, that was shot 5. Okay. All right. It's hard to see these green ones. All right, we got one left. Here comes shot 6. Shot 6. 584.7 feet per second. And those things sound like they're hitting hard. They are 4 gram. I wouldn't be surprised if these 4 gram end up under 1100 psi HPA. I wouldn't be surprised a bit if they end up stealing the show today. But let's move on to the next magazine. All right, so what we're going to shoot next, I guess we'll do it in the order of heavy to least heavy. We'll try these shaped ammunition here. All right, so there's the back, the flat side. Here's the pointy front side. Again, the ammo weigh-in and sizing will be at the end of this video. If you're curious about this ammunition, what size it is, what it measured out with the micrometer. Okay, these are about 3.5 grams. And I put these in backwards. Let me unair the gun really quick here, or at least turn the tank off. All right. All right. Don't be a dummy. Don't be a dummy and put the ammo in backwards when you're doing shape charge. I guess it gets a little confusing for me. Doesn't take much these days as you get older. All right. I do believe I have a tool for that. Old paintbrush, wooden tool. All right, let's see if we can push these animals out of here. Not too bad. Not too bad. I don't even know if they would have went down the barrel backwards or not. They certainly wouldn't have been very aerodynamic. All right. All right. So at least we can get a close-up now. So this is what the stingers look like, 3.5 gram. That one there, actually, that one's cracked. I must have used this before. I'm not going to shoot this one. That one's cracked. Inside the plastic, there's like a little BB in there, a small ball bearing. Let's put that aside. We're just going to shoot 5, I guess. Let me make sure that I don't have any more cracks. All right, that looks okay. The rest look all right. So the flat side's got to be facing, well, the point's got to be facing down the barrel, obviously. So, but with these, you can't really push them in through the back, not easily. So I push them through the front. They're not too bad getting them in there. They're a good snug fit. All right. There we go. Make sure they don't cause any drag. Push them in there good. Yeah. That's better. Right? Push them in through the rear, forward. So now they're pointing in the right direction. Now, let me make sure I turn this back on because I'm known to forget these things. There we go. All right. Actually, they're sticking out too far. Let me see. That's the other thing with the shaped ammo, especially when they're pointy like this, like these Guardians are pointy, is that they tend to stick out a little bit. So you got to make sure you get them just right. You'll know because you'll have trouble even getting the magazine in there. There we go. Now, let's trying to get it keyed right here so that I got all my shots. I think I got it keyed right. All right, so we're good to go. 3.5 gram Guardians shaped ammunition. Let's see what we get for feet per second. All right, shot one. .630.8 feet per second. And wow, that thing bounced back at me in pieces. It totally self-destructed. That's how fast that thing was hitting the archery backing material. Yeah, I'll show you that in a minute. That was pretty crazy. All right, shot two. 3.5 gram shaped Guardian. All right, that one stayed in the target trap. 626.1. Shot three. 625.7. Those stayed in the target trap. All right, and I think this is shot six. 574.7. Actually, we only had five, so I think I'm... Wow, my shot count's terrible. All right, we still got one left. Try it again. All right. Just trying to see where that round is. I do like that about the torpedo. You can see very easily how many rounds you have left, especially if you get the gift of gab like I do. Anyways, if you're only interested in the ammunition selection, feel free to fast forward. All right, here's shot six of the 3.5 shaped ammo. 569.2 feet per second. And I probably should check my tank pressure. Let's see what I got. See what I have left. All right. Yeah, we're getting low. We're under 1,000. I'm glad we're shooting the lightweights next. All right. So we're not even at 1,100 now. So the aluminum, the latest stuff that I have, is probably not going to be the fairest test for it. But I do have another 1,100 tank over there, one of my newer tanks. So let me try that. This way we can have a fair test. Let me shut this off. And all right, that's off. Let me degas. All right. We'll take this 1,100 off. And we'll spin on the new one with the slide check. I'm not going to take the GOG on and off, so we're going to have, I guess, some restriction in the line like we do right now with the GOG. It would take too long to take that on and off. So let's slip by here. And actually, this is 1,000. That's right, the 9 CI is 1,000, and I get about 2,000 in here. My smaller 7 CI bottle's 1,100. But that thing's so small, I don't know how much you get out of that thing. I'm still playing around with that thing. So I'm just going to spin in the 9 CI bottle at 1,000. And it's pretty much almost full, so. All right, we're gonna run without a stock. We're gonna leave the gog in its off position, and we're gonna put the slide check on. Okay. And now we're gonna turn this on. This way we'll have a little more control over it. Okay, sounds good. Not hearing any leaks, but with these things in, don't know if I'm gonna, but I heard the bolt, so. All right, where were we? The 2.7 gram, 2.7, 2.8 gram solid aluminum alien play. Let me check the barrel. You can still see the barrel bounce up and down. Feels good. Got good tension on there, what's normal. You know, the more you do this, the more you know your gun. All right, so 1,000 PSI we'll be doing these on. I mean, what's 100 PSI, right? I don't know. Okay, 2.7 alien play solid aluminum. Let's see what we get for feet per second. Shot 1. 654.4 feet per second. Shot 2. 654.4 again, very consistent. Shot 3. 656.8. Shot 4. 656.9. Shot 5. 653.6. And I should have one more. Shot 6. 654.8. Whew, got my count right that time. All right, we can leave that in there since it's empty. All right, so there it is. That is those 3 ammunitions. I'm going to compare it. By the time you see this, the jewels will be displayed as well in the video. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. It gives us some numbers. Just give us some numbers on a ammo selection and some shaped ammo as well. Thanks for watching.